because you cannot have all that body at the bottom and then at the top, all of a sudden, that ain't even pear shape. I don't know what shape that is. Pear is usually smaller at the top, wider at the bottom. That ain't even pear shape. Vanity sizing has just really done a job on women's psychology and how they feel about themselves. And I really find it to be just so painful. I mean, I went through it. I in the modeling industry, if you're not schizophrenic going in, you're gonna be schizophrenic coming out because they just make you feel absolutely shitty about yourself. And excuse the language, but they make you feel shitty about yourself because they have this unrealistic view of what a woman's body is supposed to look like. And it's just not true. Barbie kind of set the standard at 36, 24, 36, right? And they like to tell you your waist should be 10 inches smaller than your bust and your hips. Okay. Even though Barbie's was 12. Okay. No problem. She wasn't 34, 24, 34. She was 36, 24, 36. So the thing is that we are who we are. And I really do get tired of hearing about empowering women. But when we get to our clothing, we really make women feel bad about themselves because we're not this smaller size. And then we start to talk about these Kardashians, but I have to bring it up. You have these medical grade booties, as I call them. You go out and get a BBL. So unrealistic to have this ginormous backside, this tiny waist with the flat stomach, and then perky boobs. That's all done by surgery. Let's be clear. Okay. At 64, I got the hanging bags on the top. They are what they are. They're large as I don't know what. They kill my back. Then my waist, because I'm postmenopausal, got bigger. So my waist is kind of close to my hips in the same thing. And then I got the whole, front fupa, as they like to call it. But the bottom line is I still have to have clothes. So I don't need to say at this age, oh my God, I want to be a size 10. Unrealistic, kind of stupid, because at this mature age, if you don't like me, if my clothes look like, oh my God, she's so large. That's right, I am. And I lived long enough that I deserved every pound that I got, every hot flash that I have when I'm wearing those big clothes. And I don't care if you like it or not. So the thing is let's stop making women feel bad about themselves by sizing their clothes smaller. It serves no purpose for anyone. And I hate to say it, but it really wasn't done for women who are of average income or poor. It was done to make rich women feel good about themselves. Because I remember the first time I really bought an expensive piece, it was a lot smaller in size, according to the garment, than what I wore in my less expensive pieces. So it wasn't done for the average everyday woman. This was done for women who had money to make them feel good about themselves, right? So, and then it creeped down into the average woman and the woman with the lesser income. So now everybody's screwed up. And we cannot empower women by allowing this to continue. So let's talk about where the clothes are made. A lot of the manufacturing was sent offshore to China. You're getting China sizes. That's why you're getting those cheaper clothes. They're using less fabric, right? So I remember my sister-in-law, her and I are about the same height. She's a little smaller than me, but she's like, well, I'm a size large. I said, not in Asian numbers. You're probably a 4X. She almost had a heart attack. I'm not a 4X. I said, absolutely you are. I said, because I'm a 5 or 6X. And she's like, what? I said, let me go get my clothes that I purchased offline. And it took me a while to learn the sizing chart out of clothes coming out of Asia. I had to learn. There was a lot of things I bought that had to either go back or kind of ate that one because the shipping, I had to pay shipping going back and all this nonsense. So I could gift it to somebody who was smaller. But you have to learn their chart. So when I broke it down to her and she put on one of my 5X tops, it wasn't that big on. And she's like, oh my God. I said, this is what the Asian size chart is. And I said, if you do European, and you can really see it in men's clothes, I don't buy women's European clothing sizing, but I have friends who are males who do, if they're slender guys, they definitely buy the European cut because it just looks better on them. But if you're a normal American guy, you just get the normal American sizing. They don't have all the crap that we go through as women. So you have to learn the size chart to understand what size you're going to be in that market's manufacturing. Now, also understand each company does differently in the Asian market, just like they do here. So one company, you could be that 5 to 6X. Another company, you're looking, they got 8 and 9X, and you're sitting up here saying, what? What? 9X? I don't want to put on a 9X. And then you realize it's just their sizing, right? I mean, it's hilarious when you think about it. It even affected me. And I am very pro, just put on some clothes and look good. But even that 9X shocked me. I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't want nobody to see that 9X. I did cut it out. I ain't even gonna lie to you about it. So it is a psychological thing on us women. But again, we are in, what did you tell me, Amy? This is the divine feminine era or rising.
Divine feminine rising.
Yes. Okay. That. So how about us define women, feminine women, say the hell with the sizing, and let me just get back to what I actually wear. So at Got Street Blues, what we did is I was always a fit model at some point in time during my career. I was shapely. I have to say, there was a time you could have shot bullets off of this body, but now they'll just go into the extra flesh instead of bounce it off. But I took every designer that I ever wore that fit me really, really well. Jones, New York, Donna Karan. And because if you remember, Donna Karan was shapely. There was a few more that I was like, I'm going to take all these. My pattern maker, Social Fit, get all the clothing that really fits you well. Oh, Harvey Bernard was another one. And I wrote everything down that fit me really great, sent her that. She went through all their sizing charts. And that's how we came up with the sizing chart for but anyway, we came up with this chart. So what's sweet about it, say you wear a size 16 and then you have that time of the month where you get bloated and things just feel a little snug. You can actually go up a size. It's going to be a little looser, but you can still wear them. And that's also really wonderful. Like when you're working outside and it's cold and you need to put undergarments underneath, it's kind of cool that you can actually put that a size larger on and then put thicker undergarments underneath to stay warm and you're still comfortable. So that was the whole thing about our sizing chart, is that we wanted you to be able to interchange if you needed to, or say it's sold out. Your size is sold out, but you could go one size up. It'd be just a little looser, not too much, but it's going to be a little looser where you can actually get away with it. So it was important to me not to do vanity sizing. And I will tell you this, when I had my fit models, as I'd like to call them, but they were all my ex-coworkers, come over. The majority of them did not give me the proper sizing. What size are you? I know what I'm looking at. I've been in the industry too long not to know what I'm looking at when it comes to size. Oh, I'm a 14. Okay. Not on your best day, my love. Are you a 14? But that was okay. So we took measurements. So we knew they weren't a 14, but that was fine. You want to be a 14 because that's probably what your clothes said to you, that you were a size 14 because that's how they sized them, which is why you have 14, 16, 18s, and 20s in your closet because of how they're cut and how they size them. So in doing that, we let them try on that 14. Couldn't get it up their thighs. Gave them the proper size, fit perfectly. Right? So it's getting women back to understanding that whatever size you are, it's fine. You're still that amazing, dynamic woman that you want to be or you just are. People love you for you. They don't love you because you wear a size 10. They don't love you because, oh, you know, God, she's a 6 and I aspire to be this 6. It's not about your sizing. It's about how well you can dress that body that you occupy, how you feel when you're dressed. And dressing nice doesn't just go for like when you're going out to dinner or meeting your girlfriends. Dressing well and being comfortable in and really, feeling good about yourself also extends to your work clothes. When you have to wear a uniform, I don't want to wear something that's cutting me between my legs. My thighs are so tight I can barely bend, or it's wrapped around my knees so tight, that super skinny thing on your leg. I don't want that. I just want to feel comfortable. So looking professional and feeling good about yourself and having on clothes that make you feel like that is super, super important, even at work. And I think we as women need to get off of this stuff about having these smaller sizes and, oh, I want to look like this. I want to look like that. You're not going to look like those supermodels because them supermodels don't even look like them supermodels. If you saw them in person, most of you would want to gag if you saw these chicks in person. It ain't pretty. The ones that come across like they're so put together, those girls are emaciated if you see them in person. I've seen them. Some of them got such bad skin. You're like, how the heck did they say this woman was this or that? Because they edit everything. And now that everything is digital, they can make it even better. They can cut you down smaller if that's what they want. So it's not what you're looking at in magazines and stuff is not realistic. So let's get back to reality. Reality is we are fantastic as we are. So let's just be that. If I got an extra roll around the waist, I got an extra roll around the waist. My husband ain't never complained about that extra roll around the waist. Ever. And we went to therapy because I was having such a hard time because I was a model. I had to be a certain size. Oh my God. Then my body started turning on me, as I thought, because I went through menopause. Guess what? It's not a big deal. It took a long time to get there, but it's not a big deal. So being a size 14, 16, 18 is nothing that is just so criminal or devastating that you shouldn't function as a person. So vanity sizing needs to go by the way of, you know, just the black and white TV. See ya. We don't need you. We need you in living color. And I need you to have on a size that you're okay with, that it's okay to be that size 14, 16, 18. I think we all need to get back to that. And we all need to understand that they do sizing charts to sell, to make us feel bad about ourselves until we just, go goofy with diets and health clubs. And, the United States has more health clubs than any other country. Why? Ask yourself why. You're killing yourself to look like something that your body's not, it's just not meant to look like that. So let's just be who we are. So the hell with vanity sizing. That's all I have to say about it.